The glass is clear. It's just at 2,100 degrees Fahrenheit right now, so it glows orange. That pipe in Carl's hand is called a blowpipe. It's like a big metal straw. Just a moment, you're going to see Carl blow right into the end of the pipe here. Trap that air inside with his thumb. Just create some good air pressure. Keep your eyes on the tip of the glass. Here it comes. We'll start with an air bubble. And that's glass blowing. Was that everything you thought it would be?
Yeah.
Carl, I don't think that's going to impress him. Yeah. All right, we'll take it further. All right, so Carl's going to show you how to work one of these molds over here on the floor. The mold he's going to use is called a pineapple mold or a bubble mold. It has little spikes on the inside of it. So he puts the glass down into the mold, it's going to blow, and the spikes will just grab a hold of the glass, leave indentations over the outside of it. Out it comes. There we go, there's our pattern. It's not so much of the pattern that we're looking at, it's what happens next. Because of those indentations, okay? Now this is not enough glass. We're going to go back into the furnace and gather more over it. Since this surface isn't smooth anymore, when we gather more, it traps air pockets inside. We get little rows of air bubbles that are created. So right now this bubble is still pretty soft. If we were to go right back into the furnace right now, that bubble would collapse. So we're going to cool it down first with some compressed air. We're going to drop the temperature of the glass down to about 1,000 degrees. That's considered cold in glass working.
1,000 degrees is cold.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you get that type of heat? How do you...
We burn natural gas and forced air to get the furnaces so hot.
Gas now.
Kind of like a campfire. You blow on it, stoke the fire. Same idea, a perfect mixture of the two. There we go.
Oh, that's...
We have plenty of glass to work with. We're going to shape it a little bit with these wood tools. These are called blocks. They help to shape, center, and cool the glass down. Let me see if I can grab one here. So they're wood, which is kind of silly, right? Why wood? Wood is awesome for shaping glass. We use fruit wood. We use cherry wood, apple wood, and also pear wood. The wood grain is very tight and dense, so it burns away evenly. And eventually they do burn away. But we keep them waterlogged too. So when the hot glass touches the wet wood, a cushion of steam is created that the glass will ride along on. If we use metal tools, metal takes a lot of heat out of the glass very quickly. Wood won't do that so much. Start to blow this up. Doesn't take a lot of air pressure. If you can blow up a balloon, you can blow up hot glass. No problem. These metal tools are called jacks. Squeezing down a little bit, we're creating a constriction called a jack line, which will be the break-off point for later on in the show. It's important that Carl keeps the glass moving all the time. Since it's so soft, if you stop turning, gravity is going to take over. The glass will begin to sag towards the floor.
So cool.
Actually, while Carl's working that a little bit, I'll show you just a small example of how soft this is. So, say this is Carl, he's moving along, all of a sudden he sneezes and the phone rings. Stops turning. Gravity takes right over it. Pulls it down. Right, Carl? You've never seen that happen to any of your
That's how you
pieces,
pick
right?
glass strands.
Alright, so
Okay, so now we're in the
I
pineapple
was just
shape.
working a
Now
little
we got
line
the air
into the
bubbles.
glass. This line right here, that I said, that's the jack line. That's where it's going to break off from later. So now Carl's gonna get this really hot and start to stretch it out. Okay.
How many years to become a master?
Alright. You see inside our furnace. That camera's not in there though. It's way too hot. There's a hole cut out. A piece of fused silica glass, which is one of the purest forms of glass. It has a very high melting temperature. It's able to protect that camera. That's a Sophietta. It's a metal straw with metal cone on the end. Just blowing on that neck area because he wants to cool that down a little bit more. Doesn't want it to be soft. Alright, now this time I think Carl's going to stretch it out. This takes a lot of practice because it's so easy to mess up. When you get the glass really hot, see that? If you get it a little too hot and you start to stretch it out, it's easy to lose control of it. He doesn't have to do that. He just wants to look cool, I think. I'll show you a little piece of glass. It's been stretched out. As thin as a piece of hair, just about. How flexible it is. There we go. Look at that. Very nice. One more time. What we're going to do is add a foot to the bottom of this. Something for the base to stand on. A lot of people ask, has that ever just flown right off the pipe before? Oh, I didn't answer the question. No, that's not going to come off. So some people have gotten it way too hot before and on the very verge of just flying up into the ceiling. Alright, so now we're going to make that foot. It's going to fuse right to the bottom. It's so super hot, it's going to stick instantly. And it's going to flatten it out. That's a graphite paddle that we're using now. Now we're gonna take this is called a punty. A little bit of gloss off the end of the pipe will act like glue. We'll stick it right to the bottom. So now we're going to get ready to break it off. To do that, it's using a diamond tip file. And the file creates a little stress and also a little bit of water creates thermal shock. Small tap. Pops right off.